On Tenerife, the largest of the Canary Islands, there is a place of incredible beauty and authenticity, where everything is sufficed by nature and tradition, opening up infinite possibilities for a perfect escape. This is Isla Baja. Garachico, Los Silos, Buenavista del Norte and El Tanque are 4 boroughs which come together to make this unique place, known as the Secret of Tenerife. The town of Garachico, the first that you come to when approaching from Santa Cruz, the capital of the island, was raised by a volcanic eruption in the 18th century. The lava buried many houses and streets, but today, even so, some of its most emblematical historical buildings are still standing. The San Miguel Castle or the reconstructed parish church of Santa Ana, which has a museum of sacred art in its interior. Everything invites you to stay in this town, whose streets have been distinguished with the Fine Arts Gold Medal. It is easy to fall into the temptation of taking a dip in the natural swimming pools at El Caleton or of sitting on the terrace of one of the restaurants to try the typical food of the area, dishes made with fish and seafood, the irreplaceable potatoes, the renowned desserts, which will sweeten any journey. The history of Los Silos, which is very close to Garachico, is connected in the first place with the territories of the pre-Hispanic kingdom of Daute, on which it stands, and then with the grain storage which gave the town its name, and with the figure of Mariano Estanga, an architect who introduced modernism into its buildings and streets in the early 20th century. The chimney of the Daute sugar refinery calls the visitors to Los Silos. The church of the Virgen de la Luz, the current town hall, are also fine sights for those who come here. At Buenavista del Norte, trips to the hamlet of Masca or Teno Alto await. Here, time seems to have stopped, and ancient traditions and ways of life are maintained intact among the inhabitants. And without losing its traditions, Buenavista has also taken a step into the future. Its impressive golf course stands over the cliffs. A round of golf here becomes an unforgettable experience. Spending a day at Playa de las Arenas or taking a walk around the historical center with such treasures as the San Francisco convent takes you back to the times of the first Hispanic residents who settled here, and the admiration of the beauty of the landscapes. El Tanque is another of the boroughs making up the Isla Baja. Its little villages that are still inhabited, its unique flora, including plant species which keep reserves of water, or the characteristic fauna, with vertebrates, invertebrates, amphibians and small birds, form part of this impressive collage. El Tanque also contains some superb architecture. This is a case of La Alhóndiga, which was once used to store the crops, or Las Castras are examples of an architectural heritage which is today possible to touch with your hands. The 4 boroughs of Isla Baja are part of nature and are surrounded by it. The site of special scientific interest of Interian, the nature park of the Corona Forestal, you only have to take one of the footpaths which meander through these spots and let yourself be carried away with nothing other than enjoyment on your mind. As easy as taking in the green of the Isla Baja is to absorb the blue of the sky when it is not covered by the sea of clouds created by the trade winds, and the blue of the sea, which continues to be the basis of the living of many of the inhabitants of the boroughs of this part of Tenerife. In Isla Baja, apart from diving onto one of the best marine landscapes in Europe, you can undertake many other activities. Among them, sports in the bosom of nature like everything you need to enjoy yourself to the limit. On the 16th August, hundreds of garlanded floats, singing troops and folk groups go through the streets of the town at the very popular religious festival of San Roque de Garachico. At Carnival, the burial of the sardine brings out hundreds of disconsolate widows. As their laments die away, a few weeks later, the town is moved by the processions of Holy Week. The magic of storytelling takes over Los Silos in December. The festival is full of stories of fairies, witches and giants. Only 1 month later, the streets of the town are full of the people watching the processions of San Antonio Abad, the saint who blesses livestock. On that day, the goats are the kings and queens. The festival of Our Lady of the Light is the most eagerly awaited. This fiesta, in honor of the patron saint, attracts the devout and the curious from all over the island. The so-called Libreas dance of Buenavista del Norte takes place during the fiesta in honor of the Virgen de la Consolación. The Piñata de Teno is the most eagerly awaited part of the carnival. In the little hall in which it's held, Isas, Folias and Malagueñas, the local dances, are performed. At El Tanque, the traditional threshing of the Canary Islands in July brings together the farmers and their families to separate the grain from the straw in the traditional way. The Fiestas de San José, La Virgen del Buen Viaje and El Cristo del Calvario complete the festive calendar of this borough. Staying in any of these towns is as simple as choosing between some of their charming quiet hotels and country cottages, which offer all the amenities and luxuries of the present without losing the attraction of the buildings of the past. All of these are the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle which make the Isla Baja the perfect destination for the traveler who wants to get to know the traditional ways of life, to enjoy striking natural scenery, or to take part in open-air sports. Here, the only limits are those of your imagination.